And good afternoon, good afternoon. We are down here at a beach just south of the center of Aarhus because I want to try swimming under the sea with a wetsuit on. Having never lived near the sea, I'm just taking advantage of all the fun things that I can do. And scuba diving and diving in general is something that I'm taking an interest on. One of my colleagues has lent me his pair of flippers and a wetsuit, so I'm going to try this out. I have my friend Nick here behind me. It's going to be my safety, so if something happens to me, he will be able to at least call someone. But yeah, I'm going to put on this wetsuit and these fins and go into the water. Bring a GoPro with me, so maybe you guys can also see what I see. That's the mission for today. Tag along.
Living close to the sea is something I haven't had back in Hungary, and something that opens up a lot of new opportunities. Sailing, kayaking, scuba diving, all great but very expensive hobbies. It makes sense to try things for free before pulling a trigger on any big purchase. I had to soon find out that putting a wetsuit on is neither easy nor graceful. The suit was probably one size too small and had a sticky inner surface, as it should be. I used a mix of hair balm and water to lubricate the inside, but with limited success. I could get on the bottoms, but not the top part, at least not without help. The water temperature in September is around 16–18 degrees Celsius, and the air is also not more tan 22 degrees. A 7mm wetsuit like this one significantly extends the time window when water sports can be enjoyed in this northern latitude. With the wetsuit, fins and mask, I certainly looked the part. Now I only had to go into the water. The fins I had were long, freediving fins. These work great and efficiently in the water, but walking in the shallows in them is not very straightforward. I moved backwards to get into the water deep enough to be able to swim. And there the first problem came up. I was dragging a buoy to mark my position so I don't get run over by boats. The problem was the rope that probably came with the kit is not floating rope and has tangled around my ankle. Getting tangled in rope is very dangerous to divers, so this is no joke. Luckily, I was able to quickly untangle it. As I had the wetsuit on, I had a lot of thread bubbles in the suit, which added a lot of positive buoyancy. I was wearing a weight belt to compensate it, but I probably haven't had enough weight on me because I was simply unable to dive. I made a few attempts to duck dive, but my fins were just flapping in the air. This wasn't going to work, so I got out of the water to try something different. I removed the top part of the suit while keeping the weight belt. I figured this will reduce my buoyancy enough to enable diving to the bottom. Without the top part, I could now feel the 16-degree water, and I can tell you the suit does make a huge difference. My buoyancy had improved a lot. This time I was able to reach the bottom, but only for a second before coming up. You can tell I'm still very positively buoyant, as I can make a return without any effort. This is still not as it should be. Out we go to the shore. By the way, my cheap mask has fogged up every time. I could almost see nothing. I made a third go without any weights and without a wetsuit. I did not get this one on camera, and I also wasn't wearing the weights, as it would have made it too dangerous. To sum up the experience, I can say that a wetsuit is great. It does make a huge difference in temperature. I also greatly enjoyed swimming around, so a scuba diving course wouldn't be a complete waste of money. I also haven't seen any sign of fish, which explains why we haven't had any success trying to catch them so far. I thank you for joining me on this beautiful afternoon, and I will see you in the next video.